The cold front that moved through the area yesterday, keeping temperatures on the cool side today, and will be on the cool side tonight as well, with pretty brisk northeast to easterly winds continuing. Temperatures falling from the 60s down into the 50s, and in some places upper 40s, especially across North Arkansas. Central and South, mainly low to mid 50s, but keep the umbrella handy. We're also going to throw some rain in there too as we head into your Tuesday morning commute. Your forecast first for Little Rock, we're looking for partly sunny skies through sunset, 59 degrees as the sun goes down. Rain developing by morning. It'll be chilly and breezy. Temperature around 50. Arkansas News That Matters starts right now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK 4 News at 6.
Helen Greer, Mark Bradley, Robert Oliver, Cameron Smith, Tyler Smith, Jamie Collins, Dennis Laverne, Glenna Laverne, David Mallory, Daniel Wesson, Jeffrey Hunter.
The Faulkner County judge reading the names of the 16 people who lost their lives during an EF4 tornado a year ago. The mayors from Mayflower and Bologna joining the judge earlier Monday as he read the names and paused for a moment of silence. 12 of the 16 deaths were in Faulkner County. Despite all the loss, both mayors say a year later, they are stronger than ever.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ashley Katz.
Hello, good evening. I'm Bob Clausen. People in several different counties directly affected by that tornado, including western Pulaski County, White County, and of course Faulkner County. A tornado that rolled through the state, rated EF4, and remained on the ground from 7:06 until 8:06 p.m., killing 16 people. Almost 200 people were injured. More than 400 homes damaged or destroyed during that.
That's right. One of the 16 people that were killed has a story that was left behind, and it was a final goodbye that he sent to his loved ones.
KARK4's Josh Berry first shared Jeffrey Hunter's story with us last year. He went back to Bologna today. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, hey, Bob, Ashley. Jeffrey Hunter's final goodbye text message he sent to his mom has caught the world's attention, but even a year later, we've learned more about him and his story since.
It's 1 year, but feels like yesterday.
From their new home in Bologna, Tim Hunter and his wife Vicky tell us how they huddled with Jeffrey Hunter in their bathroom April 27th of last year.
They were inside the tub and I was just on the side of it, and then we all just held on.
The house came down around them as the EF4 tornado tore through their neighborhood, eventually ripping each one of them away from each other. Jeffrey was one of 16 killed, but it was what he did moments before that lives on today.
He had the courage in the face of a tornado in that size to do that was pretty amazing.
20 miles away and out of harm's way, Jeffrey's mother, Regina, received a series of texts. We first met her several days after the tornado.
I kept saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Let me know."
The message, "Goodbye, Mama. It's heading right for me."
That's a memory I will have the rest of my life.
Jeffrey had the wherewithal to message not only his mom, but other loved ones not there with him at the time, a final goodbye.
That was his priorities.
His sisters and rest of his family filled with pride with how he's remembered now.
And he will not be forgotten, and neither will the rest of the people that lost their lives that day.
Now, it is important to point out Jeffrey did message several family members and even Facebooked alerts warning others about the tornado. His family told me today that that's just who he was. You can hear more of that conversation as they shared Jeffrey's impact on the world and stories, of course, from other victims from the tornado on our website. Back to you.
All right, Josh, thanks very much. And our coverage continues tonight at 10 o'clock. Because education matters, 3 PCSSD schools on the chopping block may stay open after all. As KARK's Melissa Schroeder explains tonight, the final decision will be up to you, the voter.
Yeah, that's right, Ashley. There will be a special election next month for a millage increase in the Pulaski County Special School District. Some of the extra money made there will be needed for all of this to work out. So Plan A was to close down Scott, College Station, and Harris Elementary schools and replace them with one larger school along the I-440 corridor. But Plan A got quite a bit of resistance from parents, so the school superintendent is looking at Plan B instead. He's going to ask the Citizens Advisory Board to approve keeping all 3 schools open. If this millage passes in May, some of that money can be used to do needed repairs on College Station and Harris Elementary schools. Also, a smaller new school could still be built.
But again, I think we're very optimistic about this. This is a plan that we believe should have an appeal to the many parents across the district.
While Scott Elementary would stay open once a new school is built along I-440, those students would then move over to that new school. The Citizens Advisory Board is expected to vote on the issue at a meeting tonight. Then it must be approved by the State Board of Education. Now, if it goes through on all those levels, voters will get the final say on May 12th during that special election. Back to you.
All right, Melissa, thank you very much. And as mentioned, the special election to vote on the 5.6 millage increase for PCSSD is May 12th. What that means for you, on a $100,000 home, you'll be paying just more than an extra $100 a year in property taxes. And doing the math, it's pretty simple. On a $200,000 home, that price would go up to just more than $200.
Police tonight reporting a missing woman out of Stuttgart, and they need your help. They say Miranda Owens has been missing since last Tuesday. She was last seen at East 13th and South Main Street. That's near the Quickie Car Wash. She's 5 feet 6 inches tall. She weighs about 120 pounds with black hair, brown eyes, and a medium complexion. She was seen at the time wearing bright colored clothing. If you think you have spotted this woman, contact Stuttgart Police.
Arkansans dealing with a terminal disease turning to a controversial option they say could save their lives. Doctors diagnosed Kathy Mishu with the liver disease and gave her 6 months to a year to live, to 2 years rather. Despite her help, Kathy and her husband left with a difficult decision. The couple sold everything they had and moved out of state to get the medical treatment they sought. They don't have access to that treatment here in Arkansas.
I can't say it'll work for everybody. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But I know what it did for my wife. I know she's here with me today.
Tonight, only on KARK4 News at 10, Suzanne Bruner has more on why Kathy believes medical marijuana cured her disease and her effort to get legalized here in Arkansas. And the family of 25-year-old Colin Spradling say that he was shot multiple times by Little Rock police officers. That after they say he attempted to pull a gun on them.
That's right. However, a lawsuit against the department is alleging officers shot him without justification, and the internal investigation helped cover it up.
KARK4's Marci Manley joining us now with more on this with new dash cam video, Marci, from the shooting in 2008. And we're getting to see and hear this all for the first time, only on KARK.
Yeah, that's right. There are portions of the audio that are either damaged or missing, but some of what is captured in the audio, Spradling's attorney is using to make the case against the Little Rock Police Department. The morning of July 16th, 2008, Little Rock police officers arrived to Christina Hatfield's home on Gillette Drive.
Yeah, Rachel's my daughter. What's going on? We thought they were doing the incident.
Asking to speak to Hatfield's daughter Rachel and Rachel's boyfriend Colin Spradling. The audio on the dash cam disappears. Aside from bits and pieces. In a matter of minutes, Colin Spradling was dead, shot multiple times by police officers.
I'm not going to do it. I just want to know why the I just killed someone in my...
Officers claimed Colin reached for a gun.
He started fighting, and they took him down on the ground, or we all took him down on the ground. And he put his hands in his face.
The witness statements that day and in later depositions contest those details.
He was on the ground, and next thing I know, he's being unloaded on. And that's ridiculous. I know he had a gun, man. I know he had a gun. But when he's pinned to the ground, he's got both his arms behind the back. It's going to be hard for him to aim at it. Anything.
Attorney Mike Lowe, who represents Colin Spradling's family, saying critical information lies in the tape's silence.
During crucial portions of this event, where the police are alleging they made certain warnings and gave certain statements, that portion is damaged.
And his 320-page complaint alleges a cover-up was underway within moments after the shooting. Officers saying they had warrants for Rachel and Colin.
Serve a warrant for burglary.
Though later that day, police confirmed no warrants existed.
Police shooting, but more troublesome, we're alleging the complaint, is you have a patternistic, systemic attempt at covering up what happened.
And Lowe's ultimate allegation against the PD is that a pattern of police misconduct was allowed to flourish and directly led to Colin's death. Now, we reached out to Little Rock City Attorney for his response, but he's currently out of town. He is aware of the complaint and will be following up with him to discuss the allegations and what the city's plans are. This case hinges on whether concealment actually took place on behalf of the PD, because otherwise the statute of limitations has run on the case. Bob, Ashley, back to you.
All right, Marcy, thanks very much.
And coming up next on KARK 4 News at 6, a central Arkansas city dealing with an unexpected change after a field of trees are gone. This nagging problem they have to deal with now every time it rains.
And the sunshine we saw earlier now disappearing as mid and high level clouds begin to move in. A very cool day across Arkansas. 66 the high temperature in Little Rock. Our average high 76 this time of year. Early morning rain not totaling too much, 5/100ths of an inch. But we do have a lot more on the way. We'll let you know when it arrives and when it gets out of here in just a couple minutes.
From the station that brings you local news that matters, this is KARK 4 News at 6 in high definition. With Bob Clausen, Ashley Katz, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Aaron Peters with your Razorback Nation report.